Hi, today we're going to be talking about how to get started using EPA's Portfolio Manager. Let's get you started benchmarking your energy data, because entering your data into the Energy Star database is the first step to gaining access to the free Energy to Care dashboard and all of the tools and competitions of the Energy to Care program. This video will walk you through how to create your Portfolio Manager account and start entering your utility data. You'll find another video on how to share your data with the Energy to Care program. So let's get started. First, let's go to the Portfolio Manager webpage. I usually do this by just Googling EPA Portfolio Manager, but you can also go directly to their page. Since you're a new user, let's start by clicking Sign Up. And here you'll be asked to create a username and a password and fill in some basic information about yourself, to give your email, your phone number, address, and then give some information about your organization. Here's where you should enter the name of your healthcare system or your hospital. And then for primary business or service, go ahead and choose healthcare. On this question, since you're just getting started with Portfolio Manager, the answer is probably no. Energy Star partners are companies who have signed an agreement with the EPA committing to certain things. So it's unlikely that you'll be one of these organizations. And on this question about using web services, go ahead and also say no. This is a question for software companies and software developers. Once you're done, scroll down a bit more. We recommend that you leave this box checked as yes. What this means is that you're searchable within the Portfolio Manager database. You can also click no, and it won't affect any functions of Energy to Care. Then enter some recovery questions. These are important because it's very easy to forget your password, so make sure to do this. And then once you're done, click Create My Account. I'm actually going to sign in as myself so that you can see what the account page looks like once you're created. So now you have an account. This is the page that you'll see every time you log in, which gives you an overview of your properties, accounts that you're sharing with. It lets you access planning tools and other shortcuts. So take a while to get familiar with it. Once you're ready to add your property, go ahead and navigate to this section and click this button that says Add a Property. Note that if you have multiple hospitals, you can add all of them to this account, and you can enter each hospital individually. Now, a property can be either a single building or an entire campus that includes multiple buildings. It's up to you how you want to enter your properties. So let's click Add a Property to get started. First, you'll choose the property's primary function. Under Healthcare, you have several choices, and you can always click on this link to learn more about Portfolio Manager's definitions of property types. For this demonstration, I'm going to select Hospital. And then more specifically, I'll choose General, Medical, and Surgical. Next, you're asked how many physical buildings are on this property. You'll see that you have the choice to enter none if you're part of a shared space, one if it's a single facility, or more than one. I'm going to enter 2. For construction status, you'll choose Existing. Portfolio Manager does allow you to use some planning tools, but we're not going to cover that here. Now let's hit Get Started. I'm going to switch over to a property that I started earlier so you can see what that process looks like. Here you're asked to enter some basic information about your property, including the name, address, zip code, the year that it was built, and gross floor area. Remember when you're entering gross floor area to not include parking areas. For occupancy, you'll select 100% unless your building is in the process of being built out or moved into. Then you'll need to indicate a few items. If your energy consumption data or your energy bill includes a parking area, go ahead and check this box. This applies if your meters include both buildings and parking areas together. Click this box if you have a data center that uses 75 kilowatts or more, and then click this box if your property includes a medical office building. Remember, you can always hover over the text to get definitions or a little help. Now you'll be asked to enter a few more details about the property. This is information that you should hopefully have readily available, but it's okay to save your progress and come back if you need to go and find some data. This includes gross floor area, questions about FTEs, floors, staffed beds, MRI machines, and many other items. I'll go through this so that you can see one nice feature of Portfolio Manager. Let's say my facility is 400,000 square feet. I have a laboratory. But say, for example, that I'm having a hard time finding the number of FTEs on site. You can check this box, and Portfolio Manager will give you an average based on what you entered above. It's always better to enter the exact number if you have it, but if you don't, go ahead and use this so that you can move forwards in the data entry process. You can use this default feature for most of these fields if you don't happen to have the information on hand. For example, say that I don't know the number of workers on the main shift. I'll just click this box and then I can move forwards. In my case, I'm going to say that 80% of my property can be cooled because I was including a parking area earlier, and similarly 80% can be heated. If you're entering information for just a building, this would be 100%. Then, down below, since my meter happens to include both a building and a parking structure, I'll be asked questions about the parking structure. Mostly just questions about square footage. And let's say in this example I have a 50,000 square foot partially enclosed garage, and let's say that it's not heated, and then I'll be able to move on. Once you click Add Property, your property will be all set up and you'll be ready to enter your utility data. I'll show you this on a different facility. Now that your property is set up, you're ready to add energy use information. You'll land on your property's homepage and click the Meters tab. On this tab, since we haven't set up any meters yet, nothing will be visible, and I'll click Add Another Meter. You can also track water meters through Portfolio Manager if you like. we won't discuss that in this video. On this page, select all of the energy sources that you have a meter for that you want to enter into Portfolio Manager. In my case, I will just choose electric, that's purchased from the grid. I'll say that I have 2 meters, and then also a natural gas, and I have 1 meter. I'm going to skip water for now, and then I'll click Get Started. On this page, you can enter details about the meters that you've just created. Click on their names in this grid in order to enter the information. You can also rename the meters into something that you can remember more easily. I'll call mine Main Electric Meter and Kitchen Meter. Fill out the types of units that each reader uses, and then the date that the meter became active. We'll assume that your meters are in use, and only check the Enter as Delivery box if you're talking about a fuel that's physically dropped off. For example, if you use diesel and it's dropped off to your site, you would check this box. This is relatively uncommon. When you're done editing your meters, scroll down and click Continue. On this page, you'll be able to enter the consumption data for each meter that you just created. You can either manually enter data for each meter, or you can upload a spreadsheet using the template that Portfolio Manager provides at this link. I'll show you both. Let's start with the manual method, and let's work on my main electric meter. Typically, you'll be entering data monthly, assuming that your billing is monthly. The start date is the start of the billing period, probably the beginning of the month. I'll use January 2014, and the end date is the end of the billing cycle, probably the end of the month. Key in your usage. Cost is optional. Check estimation if you don't have completely accurate meter readings. And most people won't check green power. Once you're done, you can click Add Another Entry to move on to the next month, and so on. Now let's show you the upload method. Let's look at this kitchen meter. So earlier, I clicked here to download the template that Portfolio Manager can use to upload all of your data at once. And here it is. It's the same fields, start and end date, usage, cost, and then for estimated value, I've said false, because all of these were actual meter readings. I will click Choose File. I will choose the spreadsheet that we were just looking at and upload it. Now the information from my spreadsheet has shown up here. You see that I have a chance to make corrections, but if everything looks right, I can just say upload and move ahead. Now remember that you can enter data at any time. You can come back and make corrections as well. We recommend that you fill in at least 1 year of data so that you can get an accurate benchmark of your performance this year versus last year. To be an Energy to Care participant, you will need 1 year worth of data, and you must also include the cost of energy in your data entry. Once you're done entering data, go ahead and click Finish Meter Setup. Once your data is entered, you'll get to choose which meters you want to include for your energy metrics. In my case, I'm going to use all 3, and I'm going to say that these meters account for all of the energy consumed in this property. If I didn't have data for all of my meters for my entire property, I would choose this box. Once you're done here, click Apply Selections, and congratulations, you are finished. We recommend that you come back regularly to enter new data, at least once a month. That way, you can take best advantage of the Energy to Care dashboard and other Energy to Care program features. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions about getting started in Portfolio Manager.